And he's back.
That's right. We are back. Back for another week of news, video game topics, stuff. Let's see if Steph is talking. Hey, Steph. Are you talking? Steph, we already have an Eric. We don't need a Steph.
So true. Are we live?
Yeah, we are live and recording. This is the show.
And recording. Hi.
Yeah.
Yo, what up?
Hey.
Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me?
I should have said, like, Batman sucks. Or no, it would have been The Flash sucks. And that would have got Steph here faster.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you, man.
Loud and
Okay.
clear. You sound good, sir.
Nah, I
Sound
had a, it took me forever to get my backup codes for this fucking Discord. I don't know if you ever had to do it mobile before. It's fucking terrible.
I have definitely dealt with that. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so I was doing that for like last 10 minutes.
Well, I'm
Then
glad you are here, sir. I am happy that you are here.
Yeah, then it turned out the L's were ones and the ones were L's, so you know.
Yeah. We do not. Will is a little missing in action, so if he joins, he joins. But this week, yeah, it's just gonna be the three of us. I did message Eric, so maybe he'll jump in. You never know. Somebody random could pop in, like Nintendo or something. I don't know. But I don't know. How have y'all been? How's the week been going for y'all? Steph, anything fun happen?
No, sorry about last week. Had a family friend come over who hasn't been here in like 6 years, so kind of was like, I really want to do the podcast, but I don't want to be an asshole and be like, I gotta go do a podcast.
No, you're good.
So yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's been good, man. Been watching a lot of good TV. Finished The Boys.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
You'd like that ending, huh? When it's just standing on the building, cape flying in the background. That's all I'm gonna say. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. Well then, since you said it, I won't. You asked me, and now I want to talk about it. But okay. Now I want to say something, but I won't.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for people, but I think that's nobody can imply anything from what I just said. So.
Right.
that ending though.
I can do anything I want.
Anything. I'll tell you after the show, Vern, because you're not gonna watch it. It was fucking hilarious.
I'll watch it eventually, I think.
Wait, what? You ain't seen it? You
kidding me? He hasn't watched The Boys yet.
I haven't been in a TV watching mood. I've been playing video games, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
He's been Bethesda-ing it out.
Well, no, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
So you've been playing one game, but with like different skins? What?
I wouldn't say so. Watch Dogs 2 has its own thing going on. I'll give it that. Especially compared to the first game. It feels less like Ubisoft the game, than the first Watch Dogs. I liked it a lot, but we'll get to that later.
All right, cool.
But good news to start the show. I did sell my PS5.
Congratulations.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously? For how much?
For $850. So after the $85 fee, I'm gonna make a decent amount. I'll make like.
Well, which one was it again?
The disc version. I'm gonna make like $270 profit off of it. So I did pretty good.
Wow.
So I'll take it.
Did you get one for yourself too?
I sure did.
Wow.
I got the digital one, so essentially the one paid for most of the other.
Must be nice. I couldn't get either one.
I got both.
Pretty excited.
I can't wait.
Pretty excited.
We have less than 3 weeks now.
Yeah, we're getting close.
We got it's just, what is it? I have it on my phone. 20 days.
All that next gen hype, man. I'm ready. Now I really, really wish I had a TV that could do all this.
The 120 VR.
Yeah, VR. Man. The one that's tempting actually is that Sony TV, the X900H.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 65 inch just went on sale today for $9.99, and it's a full array local dimming panel. It can do 4K 120, and then the VRR is going to come in a later update once that's all figured out for both the Xbox Series X and the PS5. So it's pretty much ready to go. The only thing it can't do is Dolby Vision with at 4K and at 120 hertz all at the same time. Apparently, it either has to be one or the other kind of thing.
Okay, but it can't do 4K and HDR at the same time, right?
Yeah, it can do 4K, HDR, 120 all at the same time, and it's $9.99 for the 65 inch. It's pretty crazy. So I'm tempted to try to load off my current OLED, which I could probably get anywhere from $600 to $800 for.
Wait, that's the other one's an OLED?
No, the one I have is an OLED.
Yeah, he has an OLED, but
I own an OLED already, but it's the one from 2016.
So because that Vizio is only a 55, if I remember correct. It's what, $1,300? It's like $1,299.
Yes,
Vizio OLED, yeah,
$12.99, which is also a really good deal. But the Vizio has been having some issues apparently. I wouldn't recommend anyone go grab that yet until the firmware fixes a bunch of stuff. Apparently, there's some raised blacks on the bottom, so it's not full 0% turn off, like the pixels are supposed to for an OLED, which defeats the purpose of an OLED. So that's a real problem. So I would suggest staying away from that for a little while. If you got the money, get the C10, But even the C10's got issues because it's got the what's the HDMI 2.1 bandwidth? It's like 48 something.
I'm not sure. Not really a TV guy, more of a monitor
guy. 48 gigabits per second is what HDMI 2.1 can do. And this is what's weird. The 2019 LG TVs that had HDMI 2.1 inputs on them, they can do the 48 gigabits per second. But the 2020 versions, like the C10 and B10 or CX and BX, like whatever you call it, only do a max of 40 gigabits per second. I mean, it'll still work and it still does all the features and everything, but it makes me wonder if it's going to have an issue a few years down the line when they try to send 12-bit signals instead of 10-bit color signals to the TV. So it seems like there's a disadvantage with just about every TV that's out there right now. As far as the hardware is concerned, the Vizio looks like it's the best on paper, but it's got its issues too. So it might be a smart thing to do to wait a year, I think. Unless you already have a TV that can do it, then you're good. But
I think mine's might be able to do it. Pretty sure it's 120. I gotta go look at it.
Yeah, it might not do 4K 120 though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
It might do 1080p or 1440p 120. Some do that as well. Which honestly, 1440p 120 is probably all you're gonna need. Since I doubt many games are gonna be pushing over that. I think Dirt 5's 1440p 120. But the Falconeer is 1800p 120, I believe, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's still worth it to have a 4K 120, but I would say if anyone out there listening is on the fence, I would suggest waiting.
Yeah.
You could waste some money.
Yeah, I've seen a monitor that I wanted, but like you said, a lot of the technology in the monitors on the monitor side isn't really there yet. So
no, well, because monitors are the best monitors are generally using IPS panels.
Yeah,
and they don't get very bright, and they also there's not many of them that have a full array local dimming panel. So it's just. Yeah, I would suggest not going with You're better off getting the 49-inch LG C10 and using that as a monitor.
Well, I don't want it that big. That's the problem. So I like a 24 to 27 inch.
Yeah,
so that's what I
don't know.
And I dual screen too. So
yeah, well,
I found one that's 4K
I would even worry about
4K.
HDR
Yeah.
then, because
No, but it is HDR though. I found one that's 4K, HDR, 120.
yeah, but is it
inches
HDMI
across.
2.1?
It's I don't that part I don't
That's
know
what you
because
gotta
it's a
check.
monitor. It uses a
Because
display.
if it's
It uses a
HDMI
display port.
2.0A, I know we're dork talk here, but if it's HDMI 2.0A, the bandwidth is really low, so you're either stuck with 144 hertz and no HDR, or 60 hertz with HDR. So
I think that's probably what it is.
yeah,
Because
so that's
one of them is a display port, which is because I use a PC, use it for my PC too. So I'm not sure yet.
Well, if you have the display port, but you have the latest one, then you might be okay. But yeah, I would. We're at this weird technology time where it's a year down the road, perfect time to buy. Right now, scary time to buy because you could run into some issues down the road with the LGs. Maybe the Vizio that just came out after a few firmware updates is going to be the perfect TV for now, but we don't know. So, Vizio's pretty good about supporting their TVs with updates for a good 2 to 3 years, though. So, whereas LG is a little, you're lucky if you get 2 years, of new features. You'll get 5 years of support, but 2 years of new features,
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, sorry about the dork talk. I'm sure there's probably people listening that are wondering this stuff,
Yeah. Well, on the monitor side, the one I was looking at, just if anybody was curious, it's only right now $350 for what I was talking about, and I'm pretty sure it's LG. It was on sale on Black Friday not Black Friday, Amazon Day for $300, and I just didn't bite on it because I figured during Black Friday it might be at the same price or cheaper. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, what we got out first? Go ahead.
News,
my bad.
You need to say something, Vern?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, Microsoft has extended Xbox Elite Controller Series 2 warranties as a class action lawsuit looms over the controller. I'm glad they extended the warranty. I thought, what was it? It was like 30 or 90 days or something. It was like really short compared, because the first one had a year. And then,
Wait, they only put a 30-day warranty or 90-day warranty on a $200 controller?
Yeah.
$200?
And it also doesn't help that I feel like it has some serious build issues. The Elite Series 2. I don't know if anyone else has had issues with it or who has one. You have one, right, Dustin?
Yeah.
I just got the white one.
But for me, I ended up getting rid of mine because number one, it was heavier than the first one, and it was so heavy that it was actually hurting my wrists to hold it and play it. So I went back to the old controller, and I haven't had any problems with my wrist hurting. So that was a good move. But that wasn't the only issue I had with it. Very often the A button, it didn't stick, but you'd have to push it hard for it to register. And this happened on 2 versions of the controller I tried it on, because I brought my first one back because of that.
Really?
And then also the little switches to change the triggers, the trigger throw distance. Both of them, the little rubber pieces popped off on both controllers I had.
Damn.
So there's some build issues, and I don't know, maybe the latest batch of them are a little better, especially now that they've extended the warranty. Maybe they're worried about that kind of stuff. I don't know. But I think that's why it's all happening. Because
they raised the price, you think they would put a little bit more care into it. I mean, that's a $50 price increase.
Well, it had a lot of good upgrades from the first controller, and it felt sturdier initially, but there's some weird build issues I think they didn't account for. So I'd imagine they're going to go back and fix a few of those things, and they may have already done it, and maybe the new batches are better,
Well, I think until they get like the white one from the black Elite controller or whatever, it fixed a lot of the stuff with the black one, because the black one that I had, the grips came off.
Well, I think we'll see a Series 3 really soon, just because.
You think so?
Yeah, because they're going to want to have
the Series 2 come out.
Year ago?
Oh, it's been that long.
It's been a year, close to a
It
year.
took them about 2
know.
years. I'd say we'll get it. If we do get one, it'll probably be 2021 or 2022.
So I think we'll get one soon though, mainly because it doesn't have the share button on it right now.
Oh, that's a good point.
So they'll want to get a new one out, and maybe they'll call it the Series 2 still, and just say, "Oh, we've added a share button to the latest batch."
I thought they had like some other button on it or something. Didn't they add some shit to it that? Oh, maybe
well, I mean,
I'm thinking
you
of
can
something
program any button to do anything.
Yeah,
so you can
maybe
make
that's
one of
what
the
I'm thinking
paddles
of.
a share button if you wanted to, but I don't think that's the best option.
It's not. You're right. My son just bought the other one that they make. It's like a $70 version of that controller. I forgot what it's called. It's made by the Power A or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You probably seen it in GameStop. You know they make like the knockoff stuff.
Oh yeah,
The Fusion. I think it's like a Fusion controller. And
yeah.
I set it up for him, and it was a pain in the ass. I don't know how good it works, but I mean that's what he wanted to buy with his little money that he had. So, well, I hope that they get it corrected because like, I really like my white one that I have, and I like the black one until it started messing up. And I didn't get the Elite 2 just because I thought the new consoles were coming out for one, and it didn't have Bluetooth. That was the main reason why I didn't get it. There's no Bluetooth.
What, the Elite 2?
So what?
The Series
Elite
2
2
has
has
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Say what?
It has
the
Bluetooth.
Elite Series 2 has Bluetooth. Yes.
Does it have Bluetooth?
It does.
What didn't have Bluetooth that I did?
The Series
it was
one.
the Gears. It was the
the
Gears.
first Elite.
It was the Gears one.
Yeah, the Gears one didn't. Yeah.
That's what it was. Man, why did I think that one didn't have Bluetooth in it then?
Oh.
Jesus. Man,
that was my big thing about the Gear. I was so tempted to buy the Gears one because it looked awesome, but I was like, man, no Bluetooth. Just couldn't justify it. Couldn't justify it.
You don't want to use Bluetooth anyway.
Right.
No,
but it made it more versatile.
It's nice, but Bluetooth adds so much input latency. It's like, it's terrible. I hate Bluetooth. But I guess it's nice to have. I get it.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. Former head of Melee Animation at Naughty Dog, Lee Davis, has joined the initiative as lead gameplay animator. Congratulations. Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of poaching from
essentially
all
they're
those
just hiring Naughty Dog.
Well, it's all those like San Diego area studios that they've been pulling from mostly.
That's why they put it there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a promotion? Is that like when they leave and come? Are they getting promotions? Or they
A lot of the
paid?
time, yeah. I believe the animator that they picked up,
He's
he
not
wasn't
the lead
head of.
yeah.
He wasn't head of animation at Naughty Dog, so he was in animation but not head of animation. So it is a
step
it's
up
a promotion for him. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's what they're doing. They're getting some of these younger developers who are good from other places and offering them promotions within the initiative, you know? Because they already got all their top guys there and women who are really, really good. I mean, Daryl Gallagher, who's running that studio, is responsible for the reboot of Tomb Raider. So that's pretty damn awesome, I think. That's a good person running that group. And then one of their other leads, gosh, I can't think of his name, worked on Sunset Overdrive and Resistance 3. That's gonna, I don't know.
They got somebody from Grand Theft GTA too, right? I want to say.
Yeah, they got some people from the GTA team as well. Yeah.
Yeah. They got some big names over there. I'm excited for it, but I feel like at this point, studio hires shouldn't be like. I want to hear we got a trailer coming soon, or we got some concept art. We're gonna announce what kind of game it is, or something. Like they've been announcing like studio hires for like 2 years. It feels like.
Well, I mean,
I know
it takes a long time to build a new studio. I mean, they have all the leads in there. Yeah. And I'm guessing the way they're going to get this game out pretty quickly is even though the development team isn't huge, the all the leads are there, so they can outsource a lot of work beneath them. You know what I mean? And they're probably going to shift that outsource type work to more internal work as they start getting more and more and more
that's what I was
hires.
about to say. Well, they got so many. Like, I mean, Microsoft have so many studios. Like, I can imagine just like with the addition of Bethesda, just having a few people from whatever team come over to help. I mean, you got people that's working at when you work at Microsoft, you don't necessarily work for a specific studio. They said they have flexibility to go wherever they really want if they want to.
I don't think that's going to be a thing until a little later with Bethesda, though, because Bethesda's going to be functioning like a publisher still.
Yeah.
So you'll have Xbox Game Studios publishing on one hand, and then you'll have Bethesda publishing on the other. So it'll all still be Microsoft, but
right.
And my guess it's going to be exclusive, which we have in an upcoming news story. But to get back to the name, it was Drew Murray. He was the creative director, or was he on Sunset Overdrive? Yeah, Drew Murray. Let me just make sure I don't. Yes, he was one of the lead. Him and Marcus Smith were the lead developers, the creative directors. And they both, I believe, worked on Resistance 3 at Insomniac, and then moved on to Sunset Overdrive. But yeah, he left Insomniac and is now very high up within the initiative. And I mean, if you like Sunset Overdrive, I mean, you'll understand.
Love it.
You'll understand what kind of pedigree's there, Just
knowing it's a great game.
Just knowing that him and Daryl Gallagher are there, you're gonna have a good group.
True. I thought the first Tomb Raider the first reboot was really good. I felt like it was out of the three, it was the best all around game.
I thought Rise was really good too.
I really enjoyed Rise, but something about the arrow in the first one, it just felt the best. Like, I don't know what it was about the mechanics of the first game. I mean, maybe they changed it slightly, but something about the first one. I mean, that's the best bow in any game I've played in the last 8 years. I mean, that was remember when that game came out? Every game had a bow. It was that Far Cry 3.
Crisis 3.
Crisis 3 had a bow.
It was it was Year of the Bow.
Yeah, all those. That was the best one, hands down.
That was a good bow. It was a real good bow.
But yeah, as far as the Bethesda, what I was saying with that, I mean, maybe not them so much then, but even if Bethesda can't help out, you still got a lot of other studios that can jump in and
I doubt we'll see those other studios doing outsourced work for the initiative, though, because Microsoft's been pretty good about hiring teams to do outsourced work that aren't internal.
They do, but I'm
Ruffian, who is now at Rockstar now, Dundee or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. They do that, but the like
Splash Damage did a lot of outsourced work. Sumo Digital did outsourced work. Saber Interactive. What was that other team? The ex Halo devs started.
Certain Affinity.
Certain Affinity, yeah, that was another one. So yeah, they've done that a lot.
They have done that a lot, but they've always had that the certain team of developers that will go around and help finish games.
Yeah, that's within global publishing.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's more along the lines of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and then people who just want to do it, they let them go help if they want to.
Right. Yeah, what global publishing would do, they would work with independent developers. So say Super Lucky's Tale when that came out, or Crackdown 3, Killer Instinct, those games that are maybe they're Microsoft IPs, they're first party published, but they're working with an independent developer. Well, global publishing isn't just a publisher. They actually have developers there.
Yeah. Yeah, they help with PUBG too.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you're right. They could use some of those people to work for initiative. My guess, though, is they're going to partner with some other developer, like the ones we talked about before, in order to get this game out a little faster as they start filling it.
I just hope it doesn't take away from the
quality.
Yeah. Because I mean, we talking about they taking certain person from Naughty Dog and such and such studio. I mean, I'm not sure who's helping Naughty Dog make The Last of Us 2 the game that it is. So,
but I mean,
there's a studio out there that's
the truth is this is normal for the industry. Like people
It is.
move around all the time.
There's tons of turnover.
Like
yeah.
I know it's like, oh, they're announcing a new name. It's just because it's a new studio. People are bouncing around studio to studio all the time, and that's why there's been a big push to unionize the studios to get more kind of concrete work versus having to jump around all over the place. But
so that would help out with what exactly unionize?
Well, it'd be hopefully you would have like more of a permanent gig. And you wouldn't have as much
job
stuff.
stability.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it could have another effect.
You have a risk,
Yeah. I mean, because you look at the auto industry in the United States, and a lot of the downfall of that could be traced back to unions. But I don't want to jump into political stuff because some people disagree, you know?
Yeah.
But there's the fear.
But I put it this way: like,
thing could happen
you don't always need like story design guy. Like the entire time, so you hire somebody. You're like, hey, we want you to come in, do the story, write it out, and we'll just if we need you to come back, we'll pay you to come back. Like, but you're not going to work here. You're just going to do what we need, and that's it helps the industry because they don't have to keep somebody on staff. But then when you're tossing people in and out so quickly, where it's just like, we don't, I'll put it this way: Assassin's Creed has I think like 1,000 people that have their hands on that game.
Yeah.
Most of those people aren't working for like that company. It's just subcontracting out. Wow. But the amount of art and assets and everything those games produce.
Well, there's kind of a mixture. Like, you also have people at Ubisoft who will like work on 4 games at the same time.
Yes. So on like a smaller studio, you wouldn't be able to afford.
We can tell that for sure.
They'll make like one asset that can work for 4 different games. Like
like a UAV, like a UAV.
That happens too. I mean, everyone's got to do what they're got to do, but the issue with unionization is like, let's say a union says, "Oh, this person that's composing the music for your game, they have to stay on your staff all the time now."
Yeah.
Well, are you going to have a composer working 4 years over the process just for one game? You know what I mean? So what happens then?
You could make the argument like, hey, with Bungie, Marty like made Halo what it is because sound design was such a huge thing of that game. So there's an argument for having that person. But at the same time, like if you're
he was part of the company, and they made that decision to make him part of the company. But if you're forced to make that decision for someone to be part of the company, you're less likely to do it because then you have to keep them. And if that's the case, well then like you might see less of that happen. So
it's a balancing act for sure. Like,
and it could be good, it could be bad. It could also stifle creativity, possibly. If someone feels cushy, there's less, I guess, incentive to keep working hard. It's an issue with, I think, creative fields in general. Because unionization is something that has been attempted within, say, like opera. Something I've done, and ballet, and orchestra, and some unions are better than other unions, and
it's
I don't know. It's a touchy subject,
it's a hairy subject. Yeah, it's just one of those.
My bad. I just wanted like a 1-sentence answer. I'm sorry.
But no. But it's like I think we'd all agree. There's positives and negatives, and like you with any business, you want to allow as much. I'd say you want to allow a lot of freedom, just to allow people to produce something magical that we all wanted, because we wanted to stay art. Look at Poland right now.
I mean, they give their developers a lot of freedom in that country right now, and they're having an absolute renaissance when it comes to their development teams. When you look at
EA, Red, you're just like, man, y'all have been using the same assets.
And Warsaw, and People Can Fly, and Bloober, and you got. It's a small country that's getting a lot of talent, and it's because there aren't things in the way. Well, possibly because there aren't things in the way stifling creativity, but there's an expense to that as well. So, like Dustin said, it can be a balancing act, and it has to be. So, But I don't even know how we got on that. Oh yeah, we're talking about outsourcing and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hopefully the initiative, I'm sure they'll figure this out. Like, it's not like Daryl Gallagher hasn't built a studio before or hasn't led studios before. I mean, he completely flipped Crystal Dynamics around after Amy Hennig left for Naughty Dog and whatnot, and so yeah, he knows his shit.
Yeah, excited to see what comes from the initiative for sure. Let's see. So how do I place it? The space heater known as the Series X. We finally got some temperature numbers on it.
We did.
The super hot, insanely hot, burn your house down console. It runs cooler than the One X apparently. I don't know.
It does in backwards compatibility. Yeah. Digital Foundry also tested running the Gears update, the Gears 5 update, and it actually hit about 60 degrees, which is a little bit hotter. So, but all that said, it's very much more like efficient,
Yeah. So running like same code, it runs cooler with less wattage, with less power, and is able to perform better. And that's where RDNA 2 is like really kicking in. That's just
maxing it out, it does get a little hotter, but not burning your finger to the touch.
It actually stays under the PS4 Pro's heat because that maxed out at 65, and they were at like 62 on the Series X for its max. So it's nothing we haven't dealt with before. If you had a refresh console.
And wasn't it the expansion card? Was that like 40 Celsius at the highest? Which will not burn you. So yeah. So that was all just.
I mean, it's hot, but
of
course it's hot. Like we. All right, so okay. Your body is 98.6 degrees on average. That means if you touch something that's 80, it doesn't burn your hand because you're hotter than that object. It's not that much hotter. It's like 120 degrees, which, it's hot. It's warm.
Human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, for instance.
Like the idea that like an extra 10 degrees Celsius is going to burn skin, no.
It's not. It's just going to feel warmer than you.
But without a doubt, yes. If you take a piece of metal that transfers heat, that expansion card's going to do because that's how it cools off. Yes, you touch a hot piece of metal, you're going to be like, it's toasty, it's hot, it's warm. Like it's not like, man, that burned my hand. No. But I will say, SSDs in PCs, I have an NVMe drive. They get fucking hot. That's what they do. That's kind of part of the thing with them. They don't run cool. They're not like these. But nothing in your computer runs cool. Like my CPU and my computer runs, it generates heat. That's why I got a big ass fucking cooler on it. Like the RAM generates heat. The hard drives generate heat. Like it's. I don't know how this became a fucking thing, but it did.
Fanboys.
Yeah, it's the dumbest like conversation.
We're in the worst console war there's ever been leading up to launch, I think.
Social media does it, man. As people do this shit for clout, bro.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I won't lie. I'll be laughing at the memes and stuff, and people like. I mean, it's funny.
I don't mind the memes, but these YouTube clickbait videos are the worst. And then on Twitter, when people are attacking, like what's been going on with John Letterman,
what happened to him?
We talked about last week. Remember?
No, he wasn't here last week.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We don't have to go through the whole thing.
No, we don't have to get but John, it's worth going over.
Yeah. He's got Xbox fans going after him saying he's a Sony lover and whatnot. And then you got a Digital Foundry, and then you got people going after, what's his name? Richard Ledbetter saying that he's an Xbox lover. And then you got people pissed off at Alex, who's the PC guy there. And then it's like...
Well, okay, so last week, like they reacted to the PS5 teardown. And they were just they were just like, okay, yeah, it's cool, it's fine, like it's whatever. It's not like it's nothing groundbreaking. We're just it'll be interesting once we get our hands on it and we can test it and play with it. And then people took that as like, you don't love it? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, this is design. This is beautiful, and it's like
they have 4 people on staff. They have 4 people on staff, and those 4 people are doing all the editing, all the testing, all the writing, all the videos. Like they have a lot of work to do. So, what are you gonna do? Take your Series X that's there that you can actually test games on and do content with, or watch a video and spend time on that, And
I believe I heard that one statement that you just brought up. I was on another show where somebody was saying that was that Monday or something.
All I know, they are the best in the business at what they do. Those four guys, they are really, really good, and they try very, very hard to not let their biases get in the way of their work. And I think they do a really good job at it.
I get people going after John. They're like, oh, and they pulled up tweets from like 5 years ago, or not tweets. It was a post on Gaff or Reset.
It was on NeoGAF. Yeah, before Reset Era.
And like it was console war shit, and he was.
He said he thinks that the industry would have been better had Microsoft not.
Yeah,
and about 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I don't remember. Tim Dog kind of led this charge, going after him and some other people, and he fessed up to it and he said, "I'm sorry, that's not how I feel right now," and it was all over. You know what I mean? It was something that has been forgotten. It's in the past.
He was trolling back then, man. Everybody do that.
But no, it's annoying because it's not like he didn't.
Well, like you can change your mind about things, or you can.
And it's not like he didn't own up to it,
Yeah.
He could have deleted that post from NeoGAF,
But it turned into a whole fucking thing. It's just dumb, and it's like even if he did believe that, it's like who cares? He's not giving us a biased opinion about what he's saying here. Like he's
openly said that he has suffered from depression. Open.
He does say that a lot though. Every time he's getting attacked, he'll be like, "I'm depressed. People keep attacking me."
Honestly, the thing is it'd be easy to like if I got like attacked, it'd be like 10, 20 people. He's getting thousands of fucking messages just going after.
You're probably right on that. He got 1,000 people telling him he's a fucking nerd.
Piece of shit.
And his glasses look like
probably.
But here's my thing though. This is so, and like there was a tweet going, "Who's the worst fanboys? Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo?" And I'm sorry, it's PlayStation. Like, and he's getting the brunt of PlayStation fans. Yeah. He's getting the look up, and if y'all don't agree with me, fine. But I don't remember any Microsoft fanboy sending death threats because Miles Morales was coming to the other Xbox. PlayStation fans do that shit. They send death threats to the fucking heads of the organization they love.
There's 2-to-1 when it comes to Sony.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Dustin. And I was on a podcast, it wasn't on the podcast, but it was after the podcast, and I was in the Discord with that guy that did that. That dude's a fucking weirdo. Like he is like, crazy.
Dude, like fucking, I don't know. Like it's just fucking weird. The guy that was sending death threats to Sony executives because they're
that guy,
oh
PS4.
Gosh,
yeah.
Are we talking about who was it?
No, but that's but it's like that's, and they you try to compare X. Don't get me wrong, we have Tim Dog. Tim will fucking grind somebody down because he used to it'll be way more lighthearted. It would have been way more lighthearted than anything. It would have never been a death. It would have never been a death threat. It would have just been like
it's all about rallying the troops, and then if he feels like it gets overboard, he'll reach out in DMs to whoever he may have offended, and they work it out, and it's over. Like, I mean, like Tim is friends with Thue. Come on, That's like the guy was biggest Sony fanboy, but he's like, oh, I talked in DMs with him. He's really nice. It's just like a sports team for him, It's this idea
that's something I had to get used to.
Or it's like my dad can beat up your dad. Oh yeah, okay, cool. That's it. That's how it ends. It doesn't go past that.
That's how it ends with people like Tim Dog. But there's people,
exactly,
and there's people in these podcast streets that be wilding. You would not believe the stuff that they do and say, and the memes they make, and the videos, and it's very, very, very.
But here's what I would say is,
they don't even do it for clicks. Though. Some of them, they don't do it for clicks. They just do it because they think it's funny.
Yeah. But I would say like but like Digital Foundry for a long time, they had the bonus.
Yeah, I'll keep talking.
You had the benefit of like Sony's doing great doing this, and they never had to deal with the negative PlayStation fanboys. And now that like Xbox is kind of like on the upswing, it's like, oh no, you can't be nice to Microsoft. They're evil. Like you got to be evil. We got to burn them down. And it's like no, competition's great. Like I love the fact that Microsoft does concentrate on multiplayer so much because it pushes multiplayer. Like I can't imagine online today without Microsoft like being in the console business, because Xbox Live changed how we play games. Like period. They without a doubt.
Dustin. It did, but just on that statement that you said, and I know this is off topic, but I want to say
go for it
because I feel like I need to say it, and it needs to be said. But that was a true statement, and it still is a true statement, but it's becoming less true the further along in these generations that we get, because I mean, at the time when all those things were happening, they had one of the biggest multiplayer games that was exclusive that they made that set a trend in a generation. Each generation.
Where COD is today is because of Halo.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they haven't done that again, and that's the only problem I got with that. That they focus so much on multiplayer, and they haven't done it consistently.
Well, they haven't. I would say they haven't done
it yet. And I don't know if they can do it. I don't know if it's possible. No, you straight. I don't know if it's possible that they can.
Or no, but the question is, what's the paradigm shift in multiplayer? They were the last ones to do the giant paradigm shift in multiplayer games, and there just hasn't Microsoft, and there hasn't really been another paradigm shift. Like it's been stagnant.
They need another one, and I think that they could have done it with that.
No. We just talked about how Microsoft has affected the industry. You had Microsoft, with the original Xbox, you had Xbox Live. With 360, Party Chat was the paradigm.
Yeah.
Xbox One didn't really have like that big multiplayer paradigm shift. I mean, you could say games as a service, but
Game Pass.
No, but yes, Game Pass is that paradigm shift for Xbox One, I guess.
Well, you're talking about features. I'm specific. I can't even say it specifically.
No, you're talking about multiplayer games. But the reason Halo 2 was so big is because of the multiplayer. That's what we're talking about. Like Gears with 360 and Party Chat, that was a big thing. That was the paradigm shift. Xbox One, like Game Pass, it's not a multiplayer shift. That's just a gaming shift.
That's gaming as a whole, and I love it. It does a lot for me and my family. But I would say that thing that they could have done that they didn't get to do was because they canceled the game. Was the game that Obsidian was going to make that they canceled? That they talked about. I think it was called like Storm Riders or some shit like that. I don't know if you remember that.
It ended up getting repurposed to Tyranny, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Stormlanders. It's not the exact same game. I'm not sure.
No, but they repurposed a lot of what they did for that game, and that game ended up being pretty good. But who knows how it would have turned out?
I just think the concept sounded a lot cooler, like as far as from a multiplayer aspect or whatever.
Yeah, but the question, I mean, I don't know what the next thing in multiplayer is. Honestly, like I don't know.
Well, it was Battle Royale.
It was Battle Royale, and I think crossplay is the.
I mean, PUBG was the big one.
But Microsoft pushed. You could argue Microsoft pushed crossplay, like they did that.
Absolutely,
they did.
So I mean, yes, Sony had to come. You had to grab them by the hair and pull them along, while Nintendo. True. Well, I would say, you know what? Fairly, Nintendo and Microsoft did crossplay.
Yeah, they're the ones that pushed it forward. That's a true statement. They did it with Minecraft, right?
Yeah, Minecraft.
And then Sony doesn't really innovate on the services end. You know, they kind of innovate on the software end, but
they don't. I mean, in a way, they don't really have.
No, but
the games they make are just so good.
They're
in
polished.
my opinion.
They're really polished. Yeah,
they're a lot like Blizzard. You know, they steal everyone else's ideas and make them really, really good.
They're the Apple of gaming industry.
I don't know if they do that.
What did they do that's innovative?
I just think
I'll put it this way: I had to pay for a fucking month of PlayStation Plus so I could put my fucking save games in the cloud so that I can get a PS5 and move it over.
Yeah, I had to do that.
That's absolutely bullshit.
That's a thing. Like I had to do it because I didn't want to lose my saves.
I'm not getting a PS5, so.
Oh no! I'm just saying, like it's when
I'll say where they innovated. They've brought this kind of movie level respect to video games.
Yeah, that's.
I will say that right. That's what they've done.
Yeah.
Like with I would say specifically with the game The Last of Us at the end of the PS3 generation, they kind of introduced this idea of the very high quality cinematic AAA game that you just can't say is bad. You know?
Nope. God of War for me made it changed to what a 10 out of 10 it was. Like I felt that way.
Well, I felt like I was just playing another Uncharted game as I was playing in God of War in a lot of ways.
Wow, you crazy?
No, I'm serious.
I'm not
in a good way. In a good way. I mean, they started it with Uncharted, and then they kind of perfected it with Uncharted 2, and then they took it to another level, a more serious level with The Last of Us. You know, and then they kind of continued that with Horizon Zero Dawn and
which I
The Last of Us, with The Last of Us Part 2.
You can't count Horizon Zero Dawn. That's a terrible game. I'm sorry. I know you like that game. That game's terrible.
It's fantastic. And God of War.
And that's the beautiful thing about video games.
What about Days Gone? What do you think about that?
From what I hear, it got a lot better after all the patches, but I never liked it myself.
I played it late, so I thought it was okay, but it's not. It's like a Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not a good game.
But I do think they've brought a level of respect to the video game industry that other developers haven't brought. You know what I mean? They've legitimized it in the way that
they make games that people who don't play games want to play. That's what they do.
For sure.
I think they market it that way for sure. But like my favorite bro moments have been, like game mode. It's like Gears did that to me. Like Gears is this but the cinematic
Gears
story.
Didn't legitimize like good writing. You know what I mean? Like the game that legitimized
Gears 5.
Gears made trailers a thing. They made.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the game that really legitimized good writing within video games, at least from a cinematic standpoint. Not from like an RPG standpoint, but cinematic standpoint, I would say would be The Last of Us. It was a real moment.
There's one before that a lot of people don't know about.
Metal Gear Solid was a big one too.
Man, that was I don't know. I liked it, but I think that it's too wacky.
Oh yeah, but at the time there was nothing like it.
Well, I would say at the time, but another before Last of Us.
But I would also argue it didn't get too wacky.
Spec Ops: The Line. Spec Ops: The Line, story-wise, is one of the best story games I've played.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
I love that game.
I'm going with what Vern was saying. Like Metal Gear 1 is really good. 2's
Solid.
Good. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 are good, and then it just keeps going down a rabbit hole of like just complexity. And some people are going to love it, and some people are going to think that's shit.
Yeah.
All that aside, though, Metal Gear Solid, when that came out, there had never been a game with those kind of cinematic production levels. Yeah. Nothing like it.
I would love to play. I would love for them to remake Metal Gear Solid 1, or not just that, but like the whole story. Just start again and
reboot
it and bring it down to earth a little bit more. But keep the craziness. Like you want some of the conspiracy theory and all the government stuff. Yeah, I get it. You want that. I just think they went way too overboard with it.
Yeah,
because it felt like they were just like, we need to amp it up, shock factor, amp it up more.
But from like legitimizing storytelling within video games, I feel like Metal Gear Solid was a big moment. Last of Us was a big moment. And then if you're going to come from an RPG standpoint, obviously all the Western RPGs were great with that too, especially the Obsidian stuff.
Yeah.
But not in the same way. It didn't bring respect to the industry like
Skyrim, bro.
You know? No, but it didn't bring that same level of respect to the industry as far as like, video games aren't for kids, you know, they're not just something
I got you.
You know? you leave The Last of Us. I don't know if you've played it or finished it, but
I beat it.
Yeah,
both of them.
when you leave that game, it leaves you thinking in the same way as like almost watching a TV show like Breaking Bad makes you feel. You know what I mean?
Like the way that ends with that one statement or whatever. You know,
Exactly.
Like yeah, the first
the whole
one, right?
the whole ending of that game, you know, it leaves you with those same kind of feelings, like the end of something like Breaking Bad did, or Battlestar Galactica, or you know, name some of the best movies you've ever seen that do that kind of thing. It legitimized storytelling within the video game industry,
right?
And I think that's what Sony kind of brings to the table. They don't bring that multiplayer element like Microsoft does, though.
Not yet, and I think that that's something they're going to work on doing this upcoming generation, which I'm kind of excited to see. What
and
they
just
do
like Microsoft's going to be bringing the single player element, you know?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to get super excited for that one just because I don't want to get my hopes up because
they got Bethesda.
Oh yeah.
They fucking own Bethesda.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't even count them because they're gonna deliver no matter where where
they're Microsoft now.
They're not Microsoft.
Yeah, well,
that's Microsoft.
I'm talking about.
I mean, they are one and the same, sir.
Yeah, but
they are. Microsoft now has way more studios than every fucking body, apparently.
I agree, but we already knew what we was gonna get from them. We already know what's gonna be good. So I mean. It's
but
easy
Avowed
to say
looks really
that
cool.
Now they're going to have it because they bought it. But I'm saying like the initiative, coalition, what they do outside of Gears, if they do something outside of Gears.
No, but to be honest
Halo,
though, is like most of Sony's big studios like that make all those great games, Sony bought them. Sony didn't build most of their studios; they bought them. Sony's closed down just as like a ton of studios.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about.
Oh no, but I'm just saying. I just like people always go like, oh, they built it. No, they didn't. They bought. It's like Sony bought studios. Sony did not
buy Insomniac. They bought Naughty Dog. They bought Media Molecule.
Yeah, but they bought Naughty Dog like 20 years ago or however long ago that was.
After Jason Rubin left, yeah.
But they bought them. It's not that they built those studios. And now, guess what? Microsoft's like, fuck it. Let's buy studios that know how to make games.
That's cool. And I'm happy they did that shit. But I'm just saying, like, I'm cool with them. I'm not saying I don't care what Bethesda does, but I really want this initiative game to be you know what I'm saying? I really want
a big moment,
Yeah, and I want the Playground Fable to be.
Well, I mean, as long as I think they're gonna have a big AAA game for sure. It's gonna be a big game because they're putting a ton of fucking money in the studio,
and it's gonna be story focused.
Yeah, so it'll be story focused. However,
you can just look at the hires and know
as long as you don't go, hey, it's going to be the first quadruple A game. Like, yes, like that shit is over the top of your fucking expectations.
Well, and their first game isn't going to be The Last of Us. It isn't.
Yeah.
It took Naughty Dog making, let's see, Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, 3, the racing game, Jak and Daxter, Jak 2, Jak 3, Jak Racing, Uncharted, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, and then The Last of Us Part 2. Well, Uncharted 4 came after The Last of Us, but you figure how long that development team was together before they kind of really found their identity, you know? It takes time.
That's true. I understand that, and I'm not saying it's got to be perfect, but I just want it to be something close to what they're doing. But just different, you know. And
I think they just gotta do what they want to do.
Okay, real quick. That quadruple A game was off a developer's LinkedIn post. Had nothing to do with Microsoft or fucking them.
Yeah.
So that's not a quote from them saying quadruple A. Like they've never done that. Yeah. So like it's a misquote. It's not even a misquote. It's not something they've ever said. And it's unfair to put that studio in like, hey, it's going to be the very first ever quadruple A game. Like, it's just bad.
We got a lot of impressive stuff coming.
No, you're incorrect. It's going to be a 6A game. It's going to have fucking scratch and sniff game cases.
Scratch and sniff game. That's the pivot. Scratch and
4D, sniff. Man.
Digital scratch and sniff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna have all of that shit. I don't care what you say.
All right. You know what's the next big thing? I don't even have the article up. It's Halo. Halo 1 through fucking the Master Chief Collection. You know why? Because it's gonna be run at 120 frames per second now. In multiplayer and campaign.
Yeah, it's another optimized game.
Yeah.
Did we talk about all the launch games last week that were announced?
I don't think we went to the list of 30 or anything or whatever.
Yeah. That might be worth talking about too, if we can pull that up.
Just while since we're gonna pull it up, did you guys see the scoring gameplay?
I did.
What do you think?
You know, if you're into that kind of game, it looks cool, but not me. It's too creepy for me.
Really?
Too creepy. Too creepy.
It looks nasty. It looks nasty.
Exactly.
But I kind of want to play it though, but I'm gonna have to wait until it comes out. It reminds me. You remember when 360 came out and what was that game called? Shit. So it was a scary game. It was another game, and there was 2 of them. They've made 2 of them so far. It was made by Sega, I think. Jesus, what is it called? Fuck. Can't think. I'll think of it in a little bit. Dustin, you know what game I'm talking about? It's the horror
Condemned?
game. Yeah, Condemned. Yeah. Reminds
Still
me
one of my
that.
favorite. That shit's fucking Condemned. Is just, ugh.
Yeah, you remember when you're you're in the mall and all those mannequins and shit?
Yeah.
That's just nasty though. Watching that game score, and I get it. It's like it's cool artwork and it's cool sound design, but it's like
my thing is
everything's
people,
organic. You're hearing everything rip apart all the time.
People are complaining that it's slow paced. It's like that's the point.
That's the point.
Those games are meant to just fuck with you and just be weird and like.
I'll give it a shot because it's on Game Pass, but I'll probably play it for 10 minutes and be like,
nope. I'm out.
But it was initially thought of as being a launch title, but it's in 2021 now, so obviously...
they pushed it back?
It's 2021, yeah. They did announce it for 2021. I'm assuming the same thing's going to happen with The Ascent. That was another one of those games that looked like it might be a launch title, but it's not. So that's just all these COVID-19 delays, you know?
Yeah.
But I have the full list in front of me if you want to go through them real fast.
Yeah, so we got the Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
4K 60.
We got Borderlands 3. Bright Memory 1.0. Cuisine Royale. I know I'm excited for that one myself. Dead by Daylight.
What is that one? What is that? Cuisine.
Oh man, let me tell you, it has all kinds of things.
Battle Royale with cooking and shit, right?
Yeah, Cuisine Royale is a brutal multiplayer last man standing shooter with realistic weaponry, mystic traps, and demonic rituals. It's free.
Yeah, it's a free to play game. I knew that, but what makes it a Cuisine Royale?
Features massive, intensive PvP, constantly growing number of realistic models, weapons, combat armor. I don't know. Well, we might have to check this game out. See what's.
There's nothing about cooking.
I don't think so.
That's weird.
So. What else we got? Dead by Daylight, Game Pass and Smart Delivery. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Dirt 5, the game that people are
beautiful game.
Comparing it to a mobile game.
Oh, don't even follow that idiot.
That whole thing was just fucking stupid.
That quote developer. I'm sorry. What a jerk.
Yeah. Okay, we got Enlisted, Evergate, The Falconeer, which I'm honestly excited for.
What kind of game is that one?
That's the flight one. Like you ride the giant bird.
Yeah, it's kind of got a Panzer Dragoon / Star Fox / Crimson Skies thing going on. Yeah,
it hits a lot of checkboxes, and it's only $30, and it's like
and it looks beautiful. And it's going to be 1800p, 120 frames per second, which is kind of cool.
Or 4K 60.
Or 4K 60, yeah.
And then if you have a Series S, it is. What is it? 1800p 60 is
60
then
or
1080.
1440p.
Oh no, it's 1440. Yeah, 60.
120.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. Let's see. Forza Horizon 4 is getting enhanced. Gears 5.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 1440 60 1800p. No, what is it?
I thought it was because it runs at like a really high resolution.
1800p 60 or 1440p 120. That's what it was.
Yeah. Gears 5, which I don't know if y'all know, runs at higher than ultra settings on Xbox Series X, and it's running at 120 120 on both the Series S and X in multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Gears Tactics
4K
comes
60.
That's coming out day and date with the console launch on Game Pass. Grounded is going to be 4K 60.
Mm-hmm.
King Oddball. Maneater, Manifold Garden, NBA 2K21. You know what? Fuck that. Fuck this real quick. Fuck that game. If anybody buys NBA 2K21, they're not a gamer in my book.
You
must boycott NBA 2. No, dude. After a month of the game being out, they fucking put ads in it. Fuck them. Non-fucking skippable ads.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But where are they at in the game, though?
Like literally between fucking plays. Oh, you want to see the action replay? Nike ad. Oh, you want to see this?
Wait,
another ad.
No way. Like, you telling me you dunk on somebody and then you see an ad?
They'll pop it up. They put it every fucking where. It is fucking disgusting.
I thought it was like in the menu system or some shit.
No, but like, okay, so if I'll put it this way, with these super fast SSDs, you can just get into games, right? Well, they're going to artificially slow down the loading so that you have to watch the ad. You can't even alter your players and skip it that way. You have to watch the entire ad, and then it'll load you into the game.
And charge you $70 for
and charge you $70. Yep.
Wow, that's
so
2K right
fuck
there.
2K.
Don't buy no Grand Theft Auto and none of that other shit too.
Yep,
that's the case.
No, I'm completely agree.
Next title I'm excited about, by the way.
Observer System Redux.
Yeah, I like the Observer. I played it on Game Pass when it was on there, but I never finished it, unfortunately. But I liked what I played, so it's like, isn't it on sale for like $27 or $23 right now for the pre-order?
27. Yeah.
But if you already own Observer, the old version, it's only going to be like a $6 upgrade or something like that, which is kind of cool. But that's getting ray tracing as well, which is cool.
Yeah. And then we have Ori and the Will of the Wisp running at 4K 120. It's going to be a fucking gorgeous game. Planet Coaster, the console edition. I saw that. It looks really cool. I do have it on PC.
Frontier again? We're working on that? Is Frontier working on that one?
I can't remember if it's the original team that made... it's Frontier Developments.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. That's going to be great then.
Where was I? Planet Coaster Sea of Thieves is getting its update, so it's going to be 60 frames per second at 4K.
Yay!
Tetris Effect Connected, of course.
60 as well.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's too surprised. But it's cool. We're going to get the multiplayer exclusive for probably
timed
a couple months, 3 months.
And it's on Game Pass.
And it's on Game Pass, so you don't have to pay for it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
The Touryst, which is one of our articles, it's running at 6K. Man.
On the Series X and 4K on the Series S.
Yeah.
6K.
The developers compared it to like watching a CGI movie.
Yeah.
Because it's going to downsample.
It's already a really nice looking game.
Yeah. We got War Thunder, Smart Delivery. Warhammer Chaosbane? Slayer Edition. Watch Dogs Legion with that ray tracing.
4K 30.
Yeah.
With ray tracing.
WRC 9 FIA World Rally Championship, Smart Delivery. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Which is 1440 60.
Yeah, or 4K 30 on the Series X. Then on the Series S, it's 1440p 30 and 900p 60, unfortunately.
But like people were even talking on PC, if you have a 2080, you can barely run Yakuza, so it's
a 2080 Ti cannot run Yakuza 6 or Kiwami 2, which both use the same engine. It cannot run it at 4K 60.
Yeah, it's fucking kind of, that engine needs some work. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's just not optimized well.
And then rounding it off is Yes, Your Grace. I have no idea what this is. I'm clicking in. We're going to find out.
It's some kind of sim game.
In the Kingdom Management RPG, petitioners will arrive in a throne room each turn to ask for your advice and assistance. Decide whether to help them with their problems or to conserve resources for more important matters. Remember,
but there's games
supplies are
coming
limited.
out right after launch that aren't listed here, like the new Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I would assume Madden can't be that far off, right?
Nah, it'd have to be sometime. I would imagine this year.
Yeah, and then also we know the Halo Master Chief Collection is getting the update.
Yep. I think it's the 17th.
The media is in December as well.
The Halo's the 17th, I believe.
Yeah. Just like
update.
a week after. Yeah, and then the medium's December 9th or something, I think.
10th,
Yeah.
December 10th, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, there's lots of stuff to play, and there's going to be a continuous... Oh, yeah, and also in December, we're getting the Destiny 2 update.
Yeah.
The Avengers update did get delayed to next year. That was some news.
They're waiting for more people to play it, man. That's all.
They're hoping that people do play it.
They're going to release it at the same time as the Spider-Man thing, is my guess. Just to try to
idea.
Bundle that all up and like, yay, everyone play it, and no one's going to play it.
Infinity Line says, fuck NBA 2K21. I agree, sir. I agree. More power. All right. Well, there was an interview from Kotaku with the Xbox boss, Phil Spencer. I think the big, huge thing that came out that kind of like it broke the internet a little bit because they were like, so with that like $7.5 billion purchase, you think you could make money back off of that without putting your stuff on PlayStation? And Phil was like, I'm paraphrasing, like, no, we got xCloud, we got PC, we got Xbox, we got got a lot of platforms. I don't need to put it on PlayStation to
well, his exact answer was like, "Do you need to put it on PlayStation?" He says, "Well, no. Can you make the money back without putting it on PlayStation?" An exact one-word answer was yes.
So it put a damper on a lot of like, oh, they have to put it on PlayStation.
I got the quote here. Is it possible to recoup a $7.5 billion investment if you don't sell Elder Scrolls 6 on the PlayStation? I asked. Yes, Spencer quickly replied. Then he paused. I don't want to be flip about that. This deal was not done to take games away from another player base like that. And so on and so forth. And then later on in the article, though, he says they're not bringing any more games to Switch as well. So that was a big one.
I don't believe that for some reason because they said that the last time and then all of a sudden
they said that after Ori actually, but then Ori when Will the Wisp came.
Yeah, what was the other game that went to Switch? Was there not another one?
Cuphead.
No, that went to PlayStation after all of this stuff. I thought there was something after Ori.
No.
Yeah. I'm talking about Wasn't there something after Ori? Was there not?
No.
I guess it's the Twitter got me believing that Microsoft releases every single game on the Switch.
PlayStation.
But anyway, that's not coming to Switch.
And I can't wait for Master Chief Collection to hit Switch. It's gonna be
great. Yeah. It's gonna be dope.
What's the other news in the article? Oh, about Halo as well in that article.
Can I make a joke real quick? Do you imagine how many fucking cartridges you have to fucking have on a Switch to have the Master Chief Collection? Like, that would be fucking hilarious.
They're only 4 gigs. 4 gigs.
No, it would be one cartridge, and then they would make you download the rest.
No, but you would have to have little SD. You'd have to have, like, a ton of SD cards.
No, you just need a 512.
I guess you'd need, like, a 5... it's still... It'd be fucking hilarious. You'd be just sitting there. Your fucking Switch would be overheating. Just, like... I don't think the Switch is ready for next gen. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, Switch games, like, 20, 30 gigs max... PlayStation, Xbox, 150, 200 gigs for a game.
They're getting so creative. They're like, hey, you don't want to download the French version of the game. You can delete all of that shit. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't think they are ready for next gen. It's weird how they'll
be fine.
Nah.
They'll be fine. It's Nintendo. They got
their. They'll be fine. It's
their game. They're just limited by their hardware. They limit by their hardware so much. I really like the Switch.
But they create within the limits and do fine. So
yeah, I just wish when I'm playing Breath of the Wild, I thought it was an amazing game.
I know you want to play it at 4K.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
I agree.
If this shit
that's what that Switch Pro is going to be for, and they'll probably use that machine learning
boost up those resolutions.
NVIDIA stuff, and
somehow I feel like it's gonna be. Or we finally got it to 1080p.
I think they'll run it at 1080p and use machine learning to get it up to a 4K signal.
I don't know. I think they'll run their 520. They'll 520 games, and they'll just boost them up to like 1800p.
Might do that too, something like that.
Yeah, like, and that still will look good.
But I want it to at least look as good as the Xbox One X. That's what I want. I mean, damn, we got double that power now, coming in like 30 days.
It's probably not gonna look well, man.
It's more than double. But anyway, the other big news in that article was about Halo Infinite, where Spencer revealed that they are looking at possibly breaking it up into releases, meaning multiplayer will be released at a separate time than the single player campaign.
Which one's coming first?
I would guess multiplayer would come first, because the rumor's been that multiplayer's been closer to ready than the single player.
But why haven't we seen it then? That's my question.
Because they were planning on showing it after the single player, and the single player reveal was a huge bomb, and they said, well, let's go back to the drawing board. But I wouldn't be surprised if sometime early next year we get a pretty big beta, of multiplayer.
Yeah. I think it get the Game Awards.
Something tells me that it's the multiplayer and not the single player.
That's going to come second or first?
That's going to come. I think the single player will come first before the multiplayer.
Maybe. We'll see.
And the reason why I say that is because there's not much
spoilers.
Well, I mean, not just that. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. But as far as like, you think of like the Halo community, how much they would have to adjust. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how they are. We got the Halo multiplayer gamers are
all I know is if Halo Infinite comes out and the multiplayer isn't out at the same time, the multiplayer fan base is going to lose it. If it's the other way around, I don't think it'll be as big as a hit.
That's a good point too. But I don't know. Just seeing the single player already, I don't know. I feel like they've already got the story done. The only thing that was wrong with the game was to
make it look better now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only thing that was wrong with it, and I would argue that I thought the game looked good enough for a 60 frames open world game.
But the multiplayer is not going to be open world.
No, I'm talking. Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, as far as
the graphics will not have the same issues likely because of that. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I wasn't bothered by the graphics.
Yeah.
In the single player, I thought it looked great.
I thought it looked pretty good. I
thought it looked good for what it was. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you think about that, it's an open world game that's 60 frames. Then you gotta. I mean, come on. Like,
I enjoyed the trailer.
I can't think of another.
I wasn't fucking upset when I saw it. I was like, man, this is fucking Halo. This looks fucking awesome.
I thought it looked fun. That's what I got from it. But if it comes out and it's a little bit more polished and looks nice, then that game's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, like it's gonna look more polished.
But yeah, Spencer said that's up in the air. I mean, that's a possibility as far as releasing it in 2 different chunks, but that would be up to 343. So we'll see. And that was the big stuff out of that article. So I think that's pretty much the news for the week.
Damn, that's it.
Yeah, we did the Touryst thing. We did the.
Was there anything from last week that happened that I missed?
All right, let's see. Let me pull it up real quick. So last week, I'm going to do a rundown of our show notes from last week. GameStop and Microsoft deal. That was kind of a big thing.
What's up with that? Yeah.
So GameStop and Microsoft have made a deal where, like, every console GameStop sells, they will get a cut on the back end for any future downloadable content somebody buys. We don't know what the percentage is. Rumors, it's like less than 1% or around 1%. Some people are saying up to like 4%. But yeah, they'd get any piece of DLC, anything you buy on that console, GameStop gets a piece. So it incentivizes them to sell Series S's, Series X's, and everything.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I've already heard
what is
Microsoft's going to do, or
nothing.
Sony's going to do the same deal because they're not going to let Microsoft have that. And it's like, maybe. Good for GameStop. It's not going to hurt Microsoft if Sony does the same deal, because Microsoft at the end of the day is able to perform on that deal better than Sony is because of Azure and all their back end.
Yeah, the Office 360 stuff and all that.
I was just curious to see how they were going to. I mean, they don't have to convince them to sell that PlayStation, but I mean, like you said, they're getting something for selling
on the back end. Yeah, you'll probably see if Sony doesn't make the same deal, you're going to see Xbox fucking go front and center, or like just for them
what's
to
your
like,
manager going to do? How are they going to train their employees? Are they going to say, sell these PS5s, or they're going to say, actually sell these Xbox?
We get a cut. Like you, well, no, it's not even about the employees. It's about like when you're corporate, and it's like, okay, we got to set up the store plan. What are you like? We get a cut on every Xbox sold, all the DLC. Put that shit on the front. Like, put that right up front. I want people looking at Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you'll still sell PlayStation, but you'll definitely have a that front end cap, the high selling shelf. You're gonna put an Xbox there just to be like, hey, like buy this, because you're gonna want to continue to get paid for every single little piece of DLC. And as of right now, you cannot say the same thing for PlayStation. But, PlayStation does the same deal, then it kind of, they can rotate the top shelf, but they're going to want that cut at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Falcon Air performance, we actually covered that this week. Dead by Daylight running at 1080p with ray tracing on Series S. They had the Power Your Dreams commercial. They had Microsoft plans to release a browser-based app for Game Pass streaming on iOS. So they're going to bypass the App Store. That was kind of cool. We'll see how well that runs.
Yeah.
We got the FanFest details emerged. The Dirt 5 Digital Foundry analysis. We talked about Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was the performance. We covered that already. Rockstar buys Ruffian Games. And just the Xbox backwards compatibility, doing the auto HDR and all the cool stuff with that. Did you get to read into that stuff with all the auto HDR and all the features that you're going to get for all your back compact games?
I mean, I kind of just assumed what it was, but I mean, if you wanna go into a little bit of detail,
That's just cool. Like, you pop up say some Geometry Wars. Guess what? Machine learning comes in. It's just like, yo, let's put some HDR in it. Fucking looks better. But it's also their what is it? It was boosting frame rates in Fallout 5. No, yeah, wait, 4. Yeah,
I'm gonna say that shit ain't out yet, bro.
30 to 60 frames per second, like right off the bat. Yeah, so
and there's gonna be other games that
have that. Okay, I remember them mentioning that it went to 60 frames.
Yeah,
so that's part of
It's buffer. Yeah, it's part of the. Yeah. So it's also getting HDR because of the auto HDR, and yeah, stuff like that's fucking wild, and it's getting double frame rate on the Series S as well. The video they showed of it was running on a Series S.
1080p 60, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anything.
That's probably enough of it.
That was the big chunk of it. It was. I thought the auto HDR stuff was really cool because that's. The controversy, the UI running at 1080p, but they told people don't stick to it because it's going to be updated, and there's a whole war on Twitter about fucking UIs and resolution, and then I saw jokes about how Sony bought the UI developer because that's, why not? I don't know. UI. I'd like to see it run at 4K, but I mean, I don't have an issue with it now on my One X, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's going to be this giant issue for me.
Right.
But at the same time, like, my big thing, and I really don't give a fuck about 4K UI. What I truly care about is I want HDR in the UI. Because I don't want my fucking TVs having connections, like, issues between, like, switching from SDR to HDR. I just want it to be in HDR all the time. Like, it should always be in HDR, except for the couple games like Fallout New Vegas that aren't going to have auto HDR, then it can swap. But I want it to always be in that mode. That way my TV's not, because if you have most people's TVs, if you go from SDR content to HDR content, your screen goes black as you're the TV adjust. And if you just have the console always displaying in HDR, you don't have that issue. It's just it doesn't have to do a handshake because it's already connected properly. But that's my takeaway from it. Like, Vern, are you going to cancel your Series X because of the UI?
Yeah, I already sold it.
Okay. It's,
Nah,
gotta take a stand. Got to take a stand somewhere.
Yeah.
But to me, that breaks the experience more than a 1080p fucking UI. But I can see them popping the UI up to 4K just to shut people up.
Maybe. I could also see them just making the front end HDR.
Yeah, and that would be my thing.
And not boosting the resolution of the UI, especially if it's because it opens up more RAM for the developers.
Yeah.
I'd rather them have that RAM for developers to use and make their games look better than have a UI running at a higher resolution.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just don't want any weird handshakes on my TV.
No, exactly. That's how I feel too.
Okay. And Sony right now, their UI runs at 4K HDR on, and I imagine every PlayStation 5 game is going to be HDR, so there's not going to be any weird handshakes. It's just going to run very smoothly.
Oh no, awesome. The backwards compatible one.
Oh yeah, they won't have HDR game. Well, auto HDR. Maybe. I mean, maybe they're because they haven't announced everything. Maybe they have their own tech for it. Fingers crossed. Like I mean, they the hardware's there. They got some machine learning in that box. Like, I'd be down for some HDR on some old, like on The Last of Us. Well, no. Well, I guess the original Last of Us. The Last of Us 2 is in HDR, so.
Yeah. The problem I have with all of this stuff is cool and all, but I just don't want to go back and play that shit, man. I don't play that shit already.
Oh no, like Monster Hunter at 60? Like, I stopped playing it. Fallout at 60? Because I stopped playing it at 30.
Multiplayer games aside, but just like the single player stuff.
No, like single player stuff. Like, I totally stopped playing Final Fantasy because of performance issues. Like, I really did. But yeah, I didn't enjoy playing 15. It felt janky. I was just like, no, I'm not having fun with this. But at a solid 60, like, that's fucking, it might bring me back. And, it's just like, I get people buy new consoles to play new games. I get it. Yeah, I'm with you.
That's me.
But at the same time, like, you don't buy fucking launch consoles for new games because other than, like, Halo CE, most launches don't have good games. They haven't historically. Like, it's...
we know we're going to get 2 good ones for... well, I mean, the only... What is it? 2 exclusives for PS5? Destruction All-Stars and Demon Souls remake?
Yeah.
But the Demon Souls... one more that I'm forgetting, but yeah, not most of them's on PS4, which is why I felt.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, wait. PS4, yeah, you can wait. Like I said, most console launches, they're not great. Like, I think Xbox One had okay. Like, Rise was fun. You had Dead Rising was
Dead
fun.
Rising 3.
Yeah, like
Crimson Dragon, Power Star Golf.
Battlefield 4 was good.
No, Battlefield 4 was not good because Battlefield 4 crashed every fucking 2 seconds. You couldn't finish that match. That shit was fucking garbage for a while.
It was pretty bad.
No, I'm not wilding. Levelation was fucking awful. It dropped half the fucking lobby every game.
It did. It was terrible.
It was terrible.
I'm talking about the single player.
It was terrible.
The single player.
Oh man,
they messed up the gamma to make it like look like it wasn't 720p.
Yeah. Like
when he hands you that grenade launcher, you hanging out the side of the truck and you shooting at that helicopter. You remember that? And he go, burn that motherfucker! And it's the dude from The Wire. And I had just watched The Wire, so I was super hyped. I was like,
I feel you.
Burn that!
Man,
that shit was tight.
That wasn't a great launch game.
It was a good moment. I like that game. I mean, it was a terrible
Eventually, they fixed it. Eventually,
they fixed it like a year and a half after the game came out.
Yeah. So like I said, usually launch games, man, you gotta wait.
They fixed it right before the next Battlefield came out.
I think Rise was the most solid game on Xbox One launch. Like Rise just worked. It had a good story. And then people bitched about how they had only 4 characters.
Game. I know what the best launch game was.
It's
one of the best launch games ever made. Killer Instinct.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. That was one of the reasons why I was like, oh yeah, I'll get one. I'll get Xbox. Get one.
I loved Killer Instinct. I played that more than anything that. Oh, and I mean Forza came out too.
You know what? Killer Instinct with the auto HDR is going to look insane.
Yeah,
sure.
It doesn't have HDR effects, yet, right?
Yeah, the particle effects are going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy how badly they fumbled the franchise after that. Like they just never picked it up again.
What are you talking about?
Fumbled it. They released 3 seasons of fucking characters and like
they did not fumble the shit out of
it. Okay, guys. Obviously, I'm talking about it now, not before when it was coming out.
What do you mean fumbled? I'm still like they never fumbled it. Like they released seasons. It wasn't a $60 game.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It was a great 3 seasons, but after that, they did nothing with it. They fumbled it. They fumbled the franchise after that.
What, dude?
I agree with Will.
I don't see.
Okay,
am I wrong? What am I saying? Am I saying anything wrong?
Season 2 was what, 2015 or something, right? Season 3 was what, 2016, and then into 17, right when the Series X came out, and then they did the 4K 60 patch, and then they released that big ass like new story mode.
Shadow Realm.
Yeah, like
so. That was no good. I didn't like the Shadow Realm stuff.
So you're talking like into 2018, they were supporting that game for 5 years, and you're gonna say they fumbled it, and it's only been 2 years since they like stopped releasing content for it.
I wouldn't call that a fumble.
I say they fumbled the franchise, not the actual game itself. The game
itself, but it's been 2 years since that game like got support. So that how do you know they fumbled the franchise?
A little bit more than that, but
they may not have been a fumble. They bobbled it.
They're not developing it though. They're not developing a sequel to that. So
how do you know?
Because we haven't heard what's in the works.
We haven't heard anything about it. So it's just like it's unfortunate because I love the game. It was pretty good. It was awesome, and they really supported it up to that point what you guys are saying, but I just don't like that they didn't, pursue any other, developer for it after that, which is really sucks.
Yeah, they let the one developer get bought right out underneath.
Well, Double Helix, yeah,
and then
Iron Galaxy
after
that.
Yeah, and they couldn't convince them enough not to make that other game. That terrible game they made was Extinction or something.
That was
a terrible game. They should have was like, look, we'll give you more money, just keep making this game, or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think there's some things they could have done better, but I mean, there's also some things that they did really good. So I wouldn't call it a fumble, but it wasn't. It was more of a bobble,
I wouldn't even call it it had its run. Like I don't think you fucking come out and you go, hey, we supported a game for 5 years. Let's release the next game like right off, like after 2 years. Like
they did it on a pretty small budget.
I think it's time
success.
I think it's time for another one.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I mean, maybe that'll happen in the next few years. But I don't think they've screwed up the franchise. Come on, they're crazy.
I think the franchise is fine.
It is, but I just think they fumbled the actual like pursuing of the sequel for like they haven't we haven't heard anything about it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. I agree with Will.
Yeah, I don't see it. So
anyway,
I'm with you, my brother.
All right, at least I got somebody on me on my side.
Though I did love what they did with the Arbiter though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty.
And all
they totally screwed that up.
What?
Oh, they messed that up big time.
Ah, you crazy? That was dope. The carbine and the stage. Oh,
they messed that up too. You should have had a different weapon.
You right. You should have had a plasma pistol instead. You right.
Yes.
I'm tripping.
A plasma pistol. You should have had a needler.
Yeah, I think he does have a needler.
No, just always. Always.
Okay. That would have been funny.
He's trolling then.
Yeah.
Everybody just blow up. That'd be great. That'd actually be pretty cool.
Still like 100 combo juggles with like a needler.
Yeah, it'd be great.
All right.
All right.
Well, welcome to the show, Will. We're ending soon.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
I'm late. You know, just
Oh,
was slipped past me. I was passed out, and then like I left everything on. And I was
Man,
like,
talking about messing something up.
You know.
Dun,
I
dun,
know.
dun. Okay.
You really fumbled this.
You really
know what?
fumbled this episode, Will.
Hey, Will. Could you tell me what games aren't coming to Xbox this generation? Do you have your list?
Yeah, I got Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's not coming out anytime soon.
No, it had a 1-year exclusive, so that's coming out. Actually, would be coming out soon.
I mean,
Probably,
hopefully we get a date for that at some point, you know.
Yeah,
okay, so that's
really
not on the
fumbled
list.
that
Okay,
messaging.
what's the next one?
Man, they really messed up that franchise actually with Final Fantasy, huh? We don't know anything about what that's
Actually, I
going
do
on.
agree with that. I agree with that statement.
They really fumbled that.
I agree with that statement.
Like,
look at Will coming in here giving us the name of the. He coming here just like giving us
the great
fumble. Yeah, giving us the name of the show. This like
the show is called the greatest fumble of all.
No, the butt fumble by the.
Man, I wish we had this thought out before the show.
You know what's crazy? The Uncharted. We haven't heard anything since 2017 about that franchise. We don't know what they're gonna do next. Just like
actually, I think they opened up a new studio that's gonna make the next one. They just haven't said it yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening.
Well, they haven't said anything, so they fumbled it.
No, there's been whispers. There's been whispers.
Yeah, they really messed that up.
Boy, Vern's not really gonna let this one go, is he?
Not anytime.
No, but I kind of enjoy this, Will.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. I enjoy this.
Some people just like to see the world burn. Will. Some people.
Yeah. I would say
it's me though, but
one
that's
of those,
me.
One of those people.
I mean, just think about like Red Dead. Grand Theft Auto 4, man. We haven't gotten a new
we didn't get. They announced the fucking Grand Theft Auto.
They really messed that one up.
That's a big fumble, I would say.
Yeah, that's huge fumble.
What are you talking about? You get 1,000,000 points a month or whatever on PlayStation 5, and you get the PS5 enhancements.
I'd rather have a new game.
Man, that's I will say that's one of the weirdest things that happened this generation is no Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's fucking odd.
Are you surprised?
No, but like we had like 3 in one generation, and then we had like 5 in one generation. It was wild.
Yeah, that's Rockstar's output. Just
and then it's just like, nah, we're gonna skip like 10 years. We'll just wait.
I don't know. I mean, I think they sold like 70 million copies of it or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it keeps selling. Can't argue with.
I know. I'm waiting for my son to ask me to buy it for him so I can push him down the steps.
What are you talking about? It's probably gonna fucking end up on Game Pass just because they want to compete with Minecraft at this point.
They better not put that shit on Game Pass.
Because then it's gonna be all about shark cards.
I had to make my son 18 on his account because I got tired of putting a code in every time he needed Xbox Live. Because when you're a kid, because when you got a kid account, you can't have subscriptions that renew themselves every month.
Actually, it was on Game Pass, wasn't it? GTA 5. Pretty sure it was.
I think it was, but they actually fumbled it right out of Game Pass.
Yeah. There's that word again.
Yeah, yep. You know, Ezekiel Elliott, he plays for the Cowboys. He fumbled 2 times in the first quarter against the Cardinals on Monday night. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know what we should fumble into is
what have been playing?
What we've been playing.
Yeah. Did anyone play the Call of Duty beta over the weekend?
I did.
I played 2 rounds. It's Call of Duty. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. If you've played Call of Duty, it's Call of Duty.
Like the guns, though. How were the guns? Like, did it feel old?
They feel like Call of Duty guns.
Was it old guns though?
Well, it's set during the 80s, so yeah.
Nah, I ain't know. I'm not buying it. I'm done with Call of Duty.
I'm
only gonna play this. I'm only gonna play Modern Warfare, and then
they really fumbled that franchise.
You know what they really fumbled?
I think so too.
Warzone 2. Like, they haven't announced anything about it yet. I'm kind of waiting for it.
They're just gonna keep it called Warzone and have it separate completely.
Well,
I think
they haven't talked about it yet. So.
Yeah.
I want to know because this is a serious question. Like I'm not buying Call of Duty because fuck it, I only play Warzone anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So is Warzone being enhanced day one, or am I
I think they announced it already.
Oh, today someone said on some video I watched that Warzone is not available to play yet on the Series X because it's getting a patch or something. So, but it hasn't been officially announced. They made it sound like it's about to happen. It is going to be it is going to be 120 though, at least Black Ops.
Yeah. Man, I don't want to.
I'm not sure.
I want Warzone to only be playable with Series X and PS5 people, so we get faster loading into the matches. Versus, I don't want those 1X scrubs or the 1S or PS4 or PS4 Pro. I need that SSD speed in my Warzone. Time to death needs to be super fast. Like I want to be able to like turn on my Xbox and then within 5 seconds I just get shot in the head in Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's Call of Duty, all right.
It's true.
Cold boot into game, shot in the head, 10 seconds max. That's what Call of Duty's goal should be.
And you respawn.
Then you respawn.
Yeah. But, yeah. I heard some people were disappointed with the beta for Black Ops. VERN, was it any good? I mean, you liked it more than Modern Warfare, or is it about the same? Or
I mean, it's just Call of Duty.
It is what it is, huh?
Yeah, if you want to play more Call of Duty, then get the multiplayer for that, you know. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think the campaign looks like it's going to be pretty cool, though.
Yeah, have they shown much about that? They only really shown them like multiplayer stuff, right? Oh, I don't know. I think I see. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, my bad.
PS5 event.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah.
No, I ain't seen none of it. I don't care.
Yeah, we got the little RC car that blows up plane a lot. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it looked cool. It looked really good, actually. It looks.
It's cool action sequences.
Yeah, it didn't look as bad as like when Ghost came out. It would still look like a current gen game when that came out. But this one looks still like really good. I guess because it's still in that new engine, right? No, actually, they're using an older engine, aren't they?
I think they're using their own. Like it's another new engine because they use multiple engines.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking all over the place. I don't know. Like I said, I'll fucking wait for Warzone. Like that's the only thing I play. Honestly, it runs better than PUB. That's why I play it. And
it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
They actually put a frame rate mode on PUB now. I mean, it looks kind of like
1080p 60, right? Didn't it get one?
Yeah. It looks like dog shit, but it kind of controls better. So I mean, they still got a long way to go with that, but it still feels like a lot better. I'll play a lot more in that mode than the 30, even though it has like screen tearing and like kind of like an inconsistent frame rate and stuff. But it still looks better. Like I think it looks like considerably better with 60.
I want to see PUBG 120 900p on the Series X.
On the S.
Yeah, well, definitely.
No, the S will be a 720p. X will be maybe 12. Like it's PUB. Like don't get your hopes up.
4K 60 patch though. I'd like to play that on Series X.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll finish up what I've been playing real quick. Okay. Since I just wanted to ask about the Call of Duty, because I know it just came out. But yeah, you know your boy been playing that Rogue Company. Got the new update that just came out. Fire, new maps and shit. So, and on that, I don't know if anybody else is indulging in it, but it's free now. It's free. Come on, guys, it's free.
I tried it. It's all right.
Yeah, I did too. I tried.
What do you think? What do you think, Will?
I tried the trading. I didn't get to the actual full match, but
all right, we need to play. We need to play this weekend.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, cool. Yeah. Also, I've been playing Doom. Playing Doom, man. It's a lot of
first one or Eternal?
The newer one. The new one.
Eternal.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize that. I mean, this might be dumb to say, but I forgot there was no ADS in it. So that did kind of throw me off a bit. But I like it. There's some mechanics and stuff in the game I didn't think that would be in there.
Well, it's classic Doom, you know.
Yeah.
But the main difference with the new Doom and the old Doom is that in the new Doom, you have the finishing moves. So when you do the finishing moves, it gives you like the power boost and health and all that stuff. It kind of puts you in this gameplay style where it's
it's got a loop. It's got a nice loop.
Yeah. So just when you think you're dead, you know, you do a finishing move and you're back in. You know.
Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Good point. Good point. So I've been playing that. I'm enjoying it, and I think they had some DLC that just came out, right?
Yeah.
Is that on Game Pass?
Yes. Part 1 of the new DLC came out today. It is not on Game Pass. It is part of a $30 expansion for both.
It's an expansion that you got to pay $30. But even it's not an ultimate.
Part 1 and Part 2.
It's not an ultimate.
No.
Man, they bullshit now. I see how they trying to get their money back now. Talking about
they don't own Bethesda yet.
They ain't what?
They don't own Bethesda yet.
Man. All right, man. Okay. I'll give them a pass.
Until next year.
I'll give them a pass.
Then there's a good chance DLC like that will be separate.
Better not be.
Why not?
Because I don't want to pay for that shit. That's why.
I mean, yeah. But there's a shot.
But
you are gonna pay for it.
I would recommend Doom. I would recommend Doom to people who haven't played it. It's pretty good. I put about 2 hours into it and I like it. So just saying, try it out. It's very bloody and it's got good music. I like the music.
Yeah, Mick Gordon of Killer Instinct fame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so maybe he fumbled that too. I don't know.
Yeah, he actually him leaving Killer Instinct and he fumbled the Killer Instinct franchise.
It's all about the soundtrack.
Yeah, he was the first to do it.
Did he do the soundtrack for the expansion stuff too?
He did season 2, but not season 3.
No, I mean for the Doom stuff, the Doom.
Oh, I don't know. Probably
because no, he had some sort of some sort of falling out with Bethesda or something over his mix for like the Doom soundtrack or something like that.
Let's find out. Yes, he did it. He did Doom Eternal's music. The additional music though is by Chad Mossholder, Andrew Halsholt, and David Levy. So I'm guessing that he didn't do the DLC.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Yeah, too. Sounds pretty similar though. It looks like I guess they tried to get his like sound and stuff. So that's cool. Yeah, that kind of throws me off with that game when I play it. Sometimes like I try to reload it and like not reload, like you reload the gun and you can't reload because once you use all your like ammo, you just switch to your next gun. You don't like actually reload or anything. So that kind of throws me off sometimes with that game.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't know. If the second one.
Go ahead. Yeah, I agree. That's the one thing that I keep struggling with is the reloading. You're absolutely correct. But yeah,
but I'm gonna try that game out. I want to get through the first one and then.
No, I can't do that. Will. I can't do all of that. I ain't got time for that shit, Will. Yeah. But other than that, I've just been playing the regular shit, Call of Duty, and yada yada, all that other stuff. But I just want to give a shout out to Road Company. I didn't play that shit. I didn't play that. All right. Go ahead, Will. Since you came in late, tell us what you've been playing.
No, you guys go first. I mean, I was late, so.
Oh man,
this man didn't play nothing. Just like me, I didn't play shit. I played a little Call of Duty. Did that Halloween event stuff. I haven't finished yet. We were.
I finished it. I got my pumpkin gun.
Yeah.
Nice.
How long do you got to get that?
A week, I think, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Or 2 weeks. Maybe it's up until Halloween or something.
Probably.
Yeah, a lot of games have Halloween events lately. Like Overwatch, Apex is having one like kind of late in October.
Yeah, Killer Instinct really fumbled that.
They should have announced the Halloween.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, the floor is yours. Oh my god! All right. What the fuck? I played some more Smash. I'm unlocking characters. I don't think I played anything else. I ran like fucking 5. No, I ran probably 600-700 feet of Cat6 cable through my house. That was fun. That's what I did. That and work.
How many feet again?
About 600. Yeah, 600 feet.
Holy shit!
6. Why would you do that?
Because I ran it to a bunch of different rooms and different devices.
You don't want to use Wi-Fi?
Well, no, he's got a
house
mesh
is full.
network.
Yeah, I got a mesh network. Plus the
Okay.
like
The wired backhaul, right?
yeah. But I also have switches in not Nintendo switches, literally router switches in essentially each room. So all big devices are hardwired, and all smaller devices are Wi-Fi. So phones, of course, are Wi-Fi, but like if there's an Xbox, a PC, like a Roku box instead of a Fire Stick, I hardwired it, and that way everything gets a full connection to my server. And it means, when an Xbox goes to download something from one console to another, it goes really fucking fast. So, that's the benefits to Cat6.
Only bummer isn't it maxed at a gigabit for the ports on the Xbox?
It is, but the Series X will have faster speeds, thankfully.
Yeah.
But then I already bought my memory sticks, which are going to be way faster than even the faster speeds. But we didn't even talk about that. I think, what was it, Albert Pinello or somebody had a Series X, and they were downloading at 803 megabits per second through Xbox Live.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, the Ethernet port on the Series X seems to be much faster. So
yeah, the max I ever get is 400 megabits per second on my Xbox One X.
Yeah.
How'd you manage all those wires? Did you put it like with the hooks on the side so they don't like?
I mean, I ran them under the house and through walls, and
it sounds like a pain.
Took let's see, I started around 9 in the morning and got done around 8 at night.
Oh shit!
Like it was
Jesus.
It was a kind of a full-time gig. I mean, 8 in there.
What kind of mesh network do you have?
I use ASUS. I got ASUS routers.
Okay.
So I got one
ASUS.
main...
You can use a bunch of different type of ASUS routers.
Yeah. I got one main big gaming router that kind of controls my server. I wanted something that's real big and bulky, just so that it has plenty of CPU power.
The rest are nodes,
to control everything. While I only have one mesh. Like I don't want to call it it's another mesh at the very far end, and then Wi-Fi will connect to whichever the signal has the best signal. But like I'm getting 300 megabytes per second on my phone, like no matter where I'm at my house now. While on my Xbox, like no matter what Xbox I go to, I'm getting like 350, 400.
Dude, Wi-Fi 6 is awesome.
Yeah,
because I'm getting my full gigabit.
Well, I don't have gigabit internet, so it's,
yeah. I just got the Netgear mesh system that they got.
Which one did you get?
There's only one. There's only one that I've seen. Well, at least they sold at Walmart. It's the black one. It's the black ones that look like.
Like the little. Okay, yeah, I know what
the little square ones. Yeah.
The Wi-Fi 6 ones. Yeah.
Yeah. They were pretty good. It only came with 2.
You won't get like your full max speeds off of them because they function as repeaters instead of having a wireless backhaul on a dedicated channel. But how fast is your internet already right now?
I normally get average around 100.
Okay, you don't need more than that then.
Yeah, but I mean,
you're good.
I pay for 200 a month.
Right,
it's Comcast, so you never know,
that mesh network will be good for 200 megabits per second. So
so
because like with mine, I actually have, and even before I was using Cat 5, I had instead of using a channel, I have a dedicated back end cable specifically for one router to another, so there's no interference,
wired backhaul.
Yeah, it's just I prefer it, but I mean Your setup, Vern's really cool because you have that. What is it? It's
I got a 2 tri-band mesh routers from Asus, Wi-Fi 6, and what's cool is it uses an entire band, which is a 5 gigahertz channel, to connect the 2 routers together, and then that leaves a 2.4 and another separate 5 gigahertz band open.
So are you saying that I could have done this with the 2 Wi-Fi routers that I had already?
No,
because I got to.
Not really.
I got 2.
No.
It depends on the router that you're talking about.
I got 2 Netgears already. That I
No,
Netgear didn't do it. Like Asus has been doing it for a long time.
Well,
and might have done it with Asus, but
it's
it's
specific to these routers, to the ATX. So
okay. I was gonna say because I got 2. I mean, they're both Nighthawks, and they were pretty expensive, and I just kind of.
I mean, you could probably connect them with a wire, but you probably couldn't make it a wireless backhaul between the 2 of them. They'd have to both be tri-band routers too.
Yeah.
I'm not
but
sure.
if you connect
both of them are.
Yeah.
I don't think I got the tri-band ones. I think I got dual bands. But I didn't need it. And my house isn't super big. It's only 2,000 square feet, so.
Yeah.
No, so you got a good. I think you got the perfect setup for what you need. You don't need anything.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a really good setup for your speed.
Yeah, it's working.
Like
better
I said,
than
I'm running servers and crazy shit, so I want like actual lines. Like for
and my wife doesn't want to feel like she is second class as a gamer, so she's directly connected into the other router that's in the bedroom.
Well, what I thought about doing is
nice.
I was talking to one of my friends that fix stuff, and he said that I could get an electrician come to the house and they could wire Ethernet throughout the house. Yeah, and put it in like a you got a cable in the wall.
Oh, dude, yeah, you don't even need to do that. You could just use your current cable. You get what's it called?
You talking about the power adapter one?
Yeah, is it called MOBA or?
Yeah, I mean, are you just trying to run one line, Steph, or are you thinking about running it to each room?
Yeah, what I'm saying is basically like how you got cable that runs through the house, like cable for TV, but you can have it like internet, like Ethernet. It'd be like a port. You just plug it into the wall, and there's no wire.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you'd be running to each room. So yeah, you'd still have to. What you'd end up doing is you'd buy, because you do something similar to I did, like you could either buy a really big switch, which are expensive, but you could have everything going to that switch, which would connect to your router, and then you'd have
Mocha.
one line, and
that's what it's called, Mocha.
But if you did that, then you're running everything to one location. The switch would probably run you like $150, $200 for a switch like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like what I did is we bought $30 switches, so we got like one in, and then you get four out. So like in this room I'm in right now, I have my PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch are all running on this one, and then that line is now running to my computer, and that's a gigabit switch connecting to my. And I shouldn't ever need to go beyond that, to be honest. Like I'm good with the data I'm sending out.
If you want cheap wiring, though, you can get the Mocha adapters. That's what I would suggest.
Mocha
adapter. If you just want to do if you're trying to do like one line, like Mocha, but if you're trying to do like every room, then like you're talking about where you have just a port in the wall, then you're looking at switches. Or you could be running one line and then putting a $30 switch in each room, and that way you can hook up multiple devices. So if you in the living room behind the TV, you put a switch, and then the TV's hooked to it. Maybe a laptop, you could have a wire running from it if you really wanted Ethernet. If you needed to download something really fast.
No, just mainly because like my son plays like video games. Well, 2 of my kids play, but mainly my oldest son, he plays online just as much as I do. Probably more, really more. It's sad. He plays
This is
Fortnite.
the dorkiest podcast ever.
I'm sorry, but like but my oldest son, like I shit you not.
Yeah, TV talk, Wi-Fi talk.
You get an update on your Microsoft account, right? And it tells you your family members what they do throughout the week. He fucking played Fortnite one day for 9 hours straight.
9
hours of.
Remember when this show was gonna be short?
I told you. You fucking ruined it, Vern. I was like,
did.
Vern was all like, "Oh,
I
this is gonna be a
did.
short show," and I was like, "Dude, you never say that. It always ends up being about 2 hours." And let's see, what is the recording at? It is an hour 54 minutes, hour 55.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay,
this.
sorry. We
No,
can
no,
wrap
no, it's
this
not
up.
you.
My
This
bad.
was this. No, 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 it's not you. This is Vern.
That's my
Vern
fault.
did this.
I did this.
I told him there was going to be a
take
conversation
full
that's going to be really
responsibility.
dumb, and we're just going to keep going on about it and on and on and on. And he was like,
I
"Nah,
think
it's
we
going to be a short
started the
show."
show with like a 30-minute conversation before we broke into topics. Actually,
Yeah,
that was
somewhere
actually
around
my
there.
fault.
But you know,
Sorry.
it's every single time
Yeah.
someone says this is going to be a short one. I
All
do
right.
it.
Shout out to the
Everybody
internet.
does. This is going to be a short show. We don't have a lot of topics. Well, we fumbled that one.
Yeah,
You know?
we did. We fumbled the topic.
But I'm bummed.
All right. Well,
Well, I think
who did Vern? Did you talk about what you
Vern.
played, or did we talk about routers? I
We
can't
don't
remember
really
anymore.
we don't really have to say much. I mean, I finished Watch Dogs 2 and all the DLC, and it was awesome. And now I'm ready for Watch Dogs Legion.
Ah, nice.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for the podcast.
Can I
If you would-
say one last thing
Yeah, go ahead.
real fast? Vern, since you finished Watch Dogs, did you really finish also Ghost Recon? Let's see, Rainbow
Assassin's Creed.
Six, Assassin's Creed, and did you,
How many towers did
all
you
those-
jump off?
Yeah, did you finish all those games too? About
No.
finishing that one game?
Why you say that?
yeah,
It's all the same thing.
basically. Yeah,
Oh,
so that's
yeah.
all the same thing.
That's funny.
Have you ever watched Family Guy and realized like the guy who voices the dad is also the doctor? That's kind of like that.
It's
It's
hilarious.
Well, I guess I'll quickly just say what I've been playing. I played what do you call it? PUBG with the update with the 60 frames. Also, I've been telling Steph to try out Scourgebringer. That's like, if you like Celeste, you'll definitely like that game because it has like that crazy like.
Oh, you said you've been telling me to try it out?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, all right, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Say it again. What's it called?
Scourgebringer. It's on
Scourgebringer.
Game Pass if you want to try it
Scourgebringer.
out. Yeah, it's on Game
Okay.
Pass. It's like a lot of like it's a like, what do you call it? Procedural. Not procedural. What was the game? Scourge like roguelike.
Roguelike. Okay.
Yeah, but like you have like so much like freedom. Like you could just jump in the air, just slash everybody, and like do like another like dash and a lot of cool stuff. So it's like an action roguelike game. It's cool. You like it.
Okay.
And I also played some Destiny and yeah, some other games are escaping me right now. But yeah, you guys are not doing the anime month this week, anime week, whatever.
We can quickly do it
Oh
real
man, we
quick if
should
you
do a
want.
whole week of anime. Just talk.
Yeah,
It's
Good.
a podcast.
yeah, because
Okay.
I've been watching Demon Slayer, which has been really good. I've been
Oh,
really
you like it?
yeah,
my
it's
son,
really good.
my son actually watched the whole thing too. He loved it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good because it has like traditional all animation. It's not like any bullshit CGI stuff
When
in
did
there.
that come out?
Last year.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. Yeah,
It
but
was awesome.
yeah, it's really good. It's I think I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in, so it's just kind of starting still. But yeah, it has a lot of little elements of like Blade and like a lot of like stuff I've seen before, like maybe some Inuyasha, but it's still like really like good. It's like has like original stuff in there. Like the character designs is good.
Yeah.
Animation is interesting. It's like kind of semi-angular, like hard, like dark outlines. So it's a really interesting style. I really enjoy
It's one of the best looking animes that I've ever watched. Ever.
it. I don't know about that, but
It's one. Nah,
but
you
it's
wow.
quite no, but it's
What
really
looks
good.
better? What looks better? Tell me what looks better so I can watch it.
I
'cause
mean,
I
a lot
wanna
of
know.
80s like ones still look good. Like you should see like a Robot Carnival. That's an amazing.
Mob Psycho.
Um,
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Okay, Mob Psycho looks pretty good.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's not that what you're
But I
telling me
don't.
is not
I
amazing.
still agree with you,
I'm
Steph.
saying
I think
for
it's the
the
best.
time currently, it's the best looking one currently.
Yeah. Currently,
I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm not talking about like the
like I'm just saying like
art
I've seen.
style. I'm just saying like the way that like the way it's drawn so well that
I would say the only thing that competes with it
actually looks like it's what is it?
Is Dragon Ball the new Brawly movie, because that's all hand drawn. It's not CG. There's barely any CG, and it's fucking amazing looking.
Yeah, that was.
I haven't seen it. Yeah,
it's worth watching. It is really well done.
Yeah.
Could I bring up one anime real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh man, I know Vern. I told Vern about this anime. Told his wife Maria. I love this anime already. I gotta watch episode 3. It's called Kuma 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 Bear.
Oh yeah, it looks awesome.
Kuma Kuma Kuma.
Is it on? What is it? Is it on?
It's on Funimation. It's one of those things. It's like, hey, there's 2 episodes. I'll watch this. This seems stupid, and I'm enjoying it. It's really, it is one of those fantasy RPG, like fantasy animes that are just hilarious and stupid and over the top. Right. But yeah, Kuma 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 Bear.
Kuma.
That's an interesting title.
Yeah. I haven't
and
really
you could
watched
watch your kids, like most of the anime. I can't say this. Definitely kid friendly. They could watch.
Oh, okay.
All right, is that on Funimation as well?
Yes,
yeah,
it's on Funimation.
All right, I'll add that to my queue. I have a bunch of stuff.
I gotta send you that list still. Okay.
Yeah, it's on my list.
I haven't watched anything new as far as anime because I've been watching a lot of just regular TV. But I want to give a shout out to a show called I think I mentioned it the last time I was on the podcast, called Utopia. Man, it's good. I think I'm like 8 episodes in. It's amazing. It's on Amazon Prime. It's really, really good. Because I finished The Boys up and I wanted to watch something else, so I watched that. I started watching that. Damn, it's good. It's really, really good.
I need to finish
Guys should watch it.
7 Deadly Sins. I saw it was the new season was up on Netflix. I gotta watch it.
My middle child, I don't know if he's supposed to watch it, but he watched the whole new season the day it came out on Netflix. Yeah. The first day. I don't know. He's obsessed with it.
Binge it.
It's
a good anime.
He's obsessed with that shit. I don't know. I've never watched it.
All right. Well, I'm going to cut this off. I appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. We will be back next week on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Maybe, we'll all be here. In attendance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, we'll follow that one up. All right, but until then, everybody, you stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next week. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Later.